Shalom and greetings once again. I'm Anthony Abma, founder of Return, O Israel, the Christian voice of Jewish sovereignty. As you've no doubt seen in the news of late, some very important things are happening in Israel. When even a few months ago, the subject of sovereignty was scarcely even on the radar of any serious politician, let alone the global stage, this important subject has suddenly been catapulted into the forefront of world attention. And if you don't understand sovereignty, learn it here at Return to Israel, as this is the most important biblical subject in Israel and the world today. Why? Because sovereignty is the very crux, the very heart, and the very soul of the Jewish restoration and redemption. Furthermore, it's legal by international laws, and more importantly, it's biblical. And that's the reason why Jewish sovereignty should be so important to each and every Christian. Accordingly, we know that sovereignty also is a primary subject in the recently released Trump peace plan. Prime Minister Netanyahu even promised to implement sovereignty, but as we've seen in recent days, elements within the White House and Trump administration pulled back and are resisting this important move. This is so crucial and so important that the mayor of Judea and Samaria, Yossi Dagan, along with his right-hand man, Chen Ben-Lulu, the International Relations Executive Director and advisor to the mayor, made an emergency trip to Washington, D.C. a few days ago, on the weekend, January 31st. We were privileged to catch up with Chen in his office just after he returned to find out what happened. So Chen, tell us what's going on and why the mayor and you decided it was so important to go to Washington.
I'm very surprised when I got the phone call Saturday night from Chairman, the Mayor Yossi Dagan, saying, "Get ready, we're getting on the flight tomorrow. We have to be there. We have to influence what we can on the plan." And that's exactly what we did. So in less than 24 hours, we packed our bags, arranged, and this is a weekend in the United States. As you know, no one responds to you on the weekends, but we were very, very quickly able to arrange a few very high-profile meetings during the weekend. By the time we landed, we flew out Sunday night. By the time we landed on Monday, we already had about 8 or 9 closed meetings with us. Because from people who are our friends, understand this is crunch time, and this is a time to get the maximum out of this.
So when you were in Washington, Chen, who did you meet with when you got there?
We had people from the administration sit with us during this time. Yeah, Congress, Senate, evangelical leaders, leaders of media, opinion makers, stuff like that.
So in meeting with these key people, what was the purpose and what did you want to convey to them from the people of Judea and Samaria?
We believe that applying sovereignty right now at this moment should be the right first step to take before the elections, or as soon as possible, this week, next week. Generally speaking, I don't think that we have to wait and see what the other side does. I think that we have to be very active. That means building more houses, bringing more people to Judea and Samaria, setting the situation, a situation where you can't go back. I believe that in the meanwhile, on the one hand, we should put all the pressure we can to apply sovereignty now on as much territory in Judea and Samaria as possible, and at the same time bringing more and more Jews to live here, expanding more and more, building more and more communities, more schools, more kindergartens, more residents, bringing citizens to live here. Our goal is 1 million citizens in Judea and Samaria, and we're slowly, but very steadily going to that, getting to that place. These are the places, but this is the places where 80% of the Bible took place. This is why we were here in the first place. This is why we returned here. Judea and Samaria, Jerusalem, Joseph's tomb, Joshua's altar, Shiloh, all the archaeology, all the past, Sebastia, this old, Samaritan capital of Israel. These are the places that we were yearning to return here for 2,000 years. And this is where we're going to stay.
There was, of course, a lot more that Chen shared with us in this amazing interview that you should come back for, or just sign up on YouTube or our email list, and we'll send you notifications. So once again, thank you for joining us. We know you have a choice, and God bless you. Anthony Abma for Return to Israel.